Hey, welcome sports fans to today's Sports Roundtable, and joining you for the pretty much wrap-up edition of our winter sports season here in southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas, and what a season it was here on YHC and for this year's basketball season throughout the area. A lot of fun out there across the area that we brought to you this year, and we wrapped up our season last weekend. We were done for the year last weekend up in Hillsboro at Jefferson College in the Class 4 quarterfinals. We brought the boys and girls Class 4 quarterfinals, and that's typically where we wrap up our season each year and heading into the state championships, which took place last weekend, and wrapping up this weekend as well. So after this weekend, the winter sports season will be complete and conclude, and heading into the spring sports season, and until it's starting to warm up, sunshine's out later now, and just starting to make that transition to the sports season now. But the winter sports season for us has come to an end, and a fun season. It was a great year, going back to the fall season and football, and right into basketball for the winter sports season. A great Bloomfield Christmas tournament, great conference play throughout the Boot Hill Conference, Tri-County Conference, also in the Stoddard County Conference, and then of course the SEMO Conference. A lot of good basketball across the area this year, and we had a lot of fun going out, as we always do, in all the gymnasiums and all the communities and schools that we go throughout the year, and just always a fun time. And it's a long season. It certainly is. There at the end of November all the way through pretty much mid-March. It's a long season, but a lot of fun, and hopefully you all enjoyed it with us right here on YHC as well. And I did get the final count of the amount of broadcasts that we did, but we did quite a few this year. I think we hit probably close to over 85 broadcasts, football and basketball combined. And for the basketball, we probably climbed to probably around 60, close to 65 broadcasts for the whole year in basketball. So a whole lot. It's a whole lot in a long year, and a lot of views. We had a lot of views online, and of course on our cable channel 21 on New Wave, and just another fun season that we wrapped up here on YHC once again. And we'll be gearing up once again, starting out in the fall, late August, and for high school football and for another basketball season next year. So, look forward to that. Probably look forward to some more things, stepping up some coverage a little bit next year possibly, and doing some more things next year. So it could be an even better year next year. So we'll see what happens heading into 2019-2020 season for next year. And that pretty much wraps up our sports coverage for the year. We do football and basketball. We don't venture into the spring sports really at this time. Just makes it difficult with the elements and the logistics and everything like that. The spring sports season's it's a bigger challenge, not only with the elements, but the the sports that it entails. Such as the baseball, especially being able to just cover as much with the production value that we want to bring to our viewers. So. Spring sports pretty much out for us, but we might be gearing up for some things potentially in the summer. So stay tuned for that. You never know what we'll have geared up for the summer potentially in our coverage. So we'll just see what happens there. But I'm going to give you some highlights. So let's go and show you the highlights of our final broadcast that we brought last Saturday up at Jefferson College in Hillsboro. And taking a look at those highlights up there, a great matchup as Cape Central, coming off a sectional victory against Farmington, went up against the talented St. Mary's squad up at Hillsboro last Saturday. Let's take a look at those highlights from last weekend. We see here.
And Hodges to the basket, getting the opening. He's got it. 3-on-1 break for the Dragons. Dished off. Easy two. Tucker behind the back, goes to Oswald in the corner for three. Up and good.
Knocking it down. And
Hodges for three, knocks it down. Unable to get anything going offensively. Collins to the basket and the foul. Just breaks the press, dished it off. Little pump fake underneath, up and good. Taken away by Hamilton. He's out on the break and scores it. Triplet, trap, now stolen away. Parker out on the break, and he scores it. Started this second quarter. Hughes on the drive and a finish. Hamilton with the drive, kicks it out to Collins. Open three, up and good. Hughes pushing it up. And all the way. Fingertips for the alley-oop. Now quickly ahead, the Dragons. Up and good.
And see here, Kenyon Hodges knocking down that mid-range pull-up.
Takes the contact, basket, and the foul. Under 1 minute to play. Drive to the basket, up and good. He's over to his left. Steps in, jump stop, dropped off, and good. Hodges goes to Oswald for three. Good. Pull it up. And no good. Just off. And the putback. Got 9 with that shot. Little runner up and good. The 6th block of the day. Collins on the drive. Up and good. Collins on the break. Dish it off to Rosses. Good. Hodges, shot up, gets the follow. This fourth quarter going. Tucker on the drive, fakes it, goes up, good. Into the paint, up with the left hand, good. Hughes on the left side, drives it, jump stop, over to Triplett, up and good. Here, Collins on the drive, spins into the paint, shot up, good. Got the finish. And a steal. And Collins. Collins pushes it up into the paint, right hand up and in. Hughes on the drive, takes the contact and the foul. Hughes picks it up, goes ahead to Hodges. Scores it. Hughes. Hughes drives left into the paint, up and good.
Basket trying to fight their way back, but just coming up a bit short there. 68-62. Loss for the Cape Central Tigers to the St. Mary's Dragons, and St. Mary's advanced on to the semifinals. They defeated Ladue Orton in the semifinals Friday, and then fell in the championship game this afternoon, the Class 4 state championship, to Grandview. I think they lost by about 5 points. So that St. Mary's team ended up finishing 2nd in the state. And Cape Central just come up a bit short in that quarterfinal last Saturday in Hillsboro. But that Yuri Collins kid, he's the real deal. He had 31 in that game last Saturday up at Hillsboro, and he's tough. Probably one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the state of Missouri. He is a St. Louis University commit. He's going to go play for the Billikens next year, just as Fred Thatch. Sykes' Fred Thatch up there completed his freshman year. And Yuri Collins is going to join him next year for the Billikens. So just shows you what the kind of talent he is, Yuri Collins. And he showed it last week, scoring 31. But Cape Central coming off with a great season. They went into the final regular season poll with 3rd in the state. And had some battles with Sykeston. Ended up finally winning that district championship over Sykeston on their home court. And defeating an undefeated Sykeston and top-ranked Sykeston team. And St. Mary Cape Central end up 4 losses on the year, 2 of those coming to Sykeston, the other to DeSmet, a top 5 powerhouse in Class 5 out of St. Louis, and of course to St. Mary's in that quarterfinal, who eventually got 2nd place in Class 4. So a great year by Drew Church and the Cape Central Tigers, one of the more memorable seasons we'll have, especially that matchup with Sykeston. The 3 matchups that eventually Cape Central survived in the district championship to move on to the state tournament. So that matchup right there will certainly be a highlight of this season. That those 3 games that went down to the wire, where Cape Central was able to knock off an undefeated Sykeston team in the district championship, one of the most memorable games that we have here in southeast Missouri. So that's certainly kind of what highlights the season. Cape Central and Sykeston down to the end, 2 of the top teams in the state in Class 4, and how they performed and competed. That's certainly going to be a memory for this 2018-2019 basketball season. So, and then the other game we had up there, Notre Dame girls took on Miller Career Academy in the girls Class 4 quarterfinal. Notre Dame fell in that one. They got down early, fought back, and tied it up late in the 4th quarter, but just fell in the 4th quarter there in Hillsboro in that quarterfinal. So Notre Dame had another great run. It's been 10 years since they've won a district championship, and they won that district championship at Cape Central over Dexter, and went on to have a come-from-behind victory against Park Hill Central in the sectional against at Farmington against Park Hill Central. Got down, I think, 15 points early in the game, fought back and won it to advance on to the quarterfinal, but fell in that quarterfinal to Miller Career Academy. So another great run by a local team, Notre Dame Lady Girls, Lady Bulldogs. Made a great run in the girls' ranks as well. So, had some good teams. Went on a great run going back to last weekend. And actually, we're going to take a quick break and kind of wrap up last week's, last week's Class 1 through 3 Final Four from Springfield. So we're going to take a look at that and wrap that up in a moment.
At Glen Sain, we realize that buying a vehicle is a very big purchase. Our people enjoy visiting with our customers and working every deal to save them money. Customers see these special prices on the internet, but then must have a trade-in, must finance X amount of dollars. At Glen Sain, we'll show you exactly what price you're going to be getting. We'll show you the Glen Sain price is better and you'll enjoy your visit. That's what we do at all 4 Glen Sain locations. Best price, best service. Glen Sain, and God bless our troops.
At Ag Explore, we're farmers too. So we know that farming's never been a 9-to-5 job. Just like the farmer, we work overtime to bring you whatever it takes. Solutions like InZone help you retain 47% more nitrogen with an overall average increase of 12 bushels per acre. Imagine what InZone can do for you. Ag Explore.
And welcome back, and now let's take a look at Class 1 through 3 in the Show Me Showdown last weekend over at Springfield. And the Final Four now being played in Springfield after a long run in Columbia for many years, now over at Springfield, and actually works out great for us here in the Boot Hill area of southeast Missouri. Just head straight over there on Highway 60. You know, a lot of folks going over there, more folks, now that it's closer over to Springfield. Works out great, and hopefully it'll be there for many years to come, so it'll work out great. Anyways, going to the Class 3 Boys Final Four, the Charleston Blue Jays made a great run, went into the third place game and won the third place game 71-58 over St. Paul Lutheran out of Kansas City. A great run by the Charleston Blue Jays this year. They did have quite a few losses on the year, but I think they finished up. We'll see what their record. They finished up. Finished the record, looks like 20-11 on the year, I believe it is. 20-11, a lot of losses, but a lot of teams in that CMO conference battling it out there, and not only the tournament but regular season play, and a tough schedule for the Charleston Blue Jays this year, but didn't mean they were short on skill or talent, especially in performing this year. Won a district championship once again this year against Crothersville. Went on and won the sectional round against St. James, and actually it was the sectional round. It was the quarterfinals against St. James up at Farmington, where they advanced on to the Final Four. They just matched up with the top-ranked team and the Vashon Wolverines. Fell to them 81 to, or excuse me, they fell in the semifinal game 70-47. So pretty sizable loss there for the Blue Jays against Vashon, but Vashon, the top-ranked team in the state, pretty much had their way with Class 4, actually Class 3 this year. They've been Class 4 for many years, go down to Class 3, which they're going to probably wreak havoc on Class 3 for a while, but Vashon ended up going on to the championship game. They won 69-59 over Springfield Catholic, so Charleston falls to the eventual potential Class 3 state champion Vashon Wolverines. So Charleston come away with third place in Class 3 this year in the state of Missouri. So a great run by Charleston this year, finishing off with third place, at least getting one win over there at Springfield, and another fine season by Coach Farmer, Danny Farmer, and the Charleston Blue Jays. So there you go, Charleston making a great run. Also our local Oran Eagles making a nice run. They went to the state championship game. They got a semifinal victory over Van Far end up in the championship game. Vanpar was the defending state champions. They defeated Hayti last year in the championship game. Oran matched up with them in the semifinal game, advanced on to the championship game, and ran into Greenwood. Greenwood, a very good team, and they had this kid, I think Aminu Muhammad, I think that was his name, about a 6'4" kid that was very athletic. I mean, he was playing inside and out. He looked like one of those, he looked a lot like Fred Thatch out there. I mean, it's the way he played, and played about 6'4", inside and out, defended the rim, blocked shots. He was just amazing. I think he had about 30 in the game, and he really took over that game late. And actually, Oran had a great play to, I think, take the lead. I think they had a chance to take the lead. They were down 1, I believe it was, and Shoemaker had the ball. He was being doubled, and that Muhammad kid was doubling Shoemaker. Shoemaker had a wide open teammate under the goal, passed it down to him. He got it and looked to just score right there under the basket. And that Muhammad kid came off of Shoemaker and went and blocked the shot of the kid that was wide open under the basket. So he was doing the double team and then ended up blocking the shot to protect the rim. The potential basket by Oran to take the lead. And then after that, they regained the possession. Oran had the foul. I think Greenwood went to the line, made 2 free, or I don't know if I think that was to tie the game. I think that's because Greenwood went up 2, missed a free throw. Shoemaker got the rebound, pushed it up the left side as clock was winding down, and I think he got ahead of himself, lost his footing. He went to the ground with the ball. There was a scramble for the ball, and he was laying on the sideline out of bounds, touching the ball, scrambling for the ball. Referee called it out of bounds for Greenwood, and that was pretty much the game at that point. So Oran just fell in the last moments of a tightly contested game throughout against Greenwood. It was a very good game, very good matchup between both teams, and Oran just fell a few points short to Greenwood. I think it ended up being a 1-point game after some late free throws. After I think some late free throws, but either way, Oran had a great season. Shoemaker really headlined their season, a 2,000-point career scorer, and just come up a bit short. Great run. Looked like Oran had a great chance to win 2 state championships in 3 years. If you can remember back in the 2016-2017 season, Oran won the state championship, looking to make it 2 out of the last 3 years, and just fell a bit short in that championship game. So, a couple local teams making a great run. Here in Class 3 and Class 2. In Class 1, the Dora Falcons out west, they matched up with Risco in that quarterfinal over there that we brought to you from Van Buren, and they ended up getting second place. Everybody look at that team, even though they were sophomores, it might be the best JV team I've ever seen. They went on to get second. They matched up against a very talented and lengthy team in Jefferson out of Conception. And Jefferson, if you remember, if you're a high school basketball junkie, Jefferson won, I think, 3 straight state championships in the mid to late 2000s, and they're back in the mix now. The same head coach, he's got some great talent back, and Jefferson gave Dora a good run. They had some size, had some length underneath. I think they had about a 6'4", 6'5" kid that made it really difficult for Dora to get some easy baskets in the paint. Dora's a pretty small team, not a lot of size, but a very talented shooting team, move the ball. And also Isaac Haney went out early in the fourth quarter. About 1 minute into the fourth quarter, their 28-point-a-game scorer, Isaac Haney went out, and it was just tough to kind of get the offense going consistently at that point throughout the fourth quarter. And they suffered, I think, a 10-point loss in that game to Jefferson of Conception. So Jefferson, the Class 1 state champions, but Dora likely going to be right there in the mix over the next few years because their whole, pretty much their playing nucleus, their starting 5 plus a couple kids off the bench are all sophomores. So they'll probably be there for the next few years to come, certainly in Springfield. So we'll see there. But that was just an interesting team, a team slated with sophomores playing at the level they were the number 1 ranked team in the state pretty much the whole year. Had 1 loss going into the Final Four, which wasn't even to a Missouri team. So just quite an interesting team made up of sophomores, as talented as they were. So that's a wrap on Class 1 as well. So that's pretty much the scene in high school basketball. That's wrapping up this weekend as Class 4 is in the books now. Class 5 is going to be wrapping up later on tonight. So winter sports season's it's a wrap along with our basketball season, and more to come. Come next fall, next winter, we'll be back in the mix. So we're going to be taking the spring and summer off, and we might be doing some things later this summer. We're trying to expand our capabilities, and we've been able to do that. So we might be doing some stuff in the summer that may surprise some people. So we'll see. But just wanted to have a roundtable today to kind of wrap up the sports season, the winter sports season, especially the basketball and the season that we've covered, and another successful season. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. We brought you around 65 basketball broadcasts, including all 26 games of the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, and I think right around 18 or 19 high school football games. Had a great football season as well back in the fall. So long broadcast season for us, and we'll be taking a break for a while and hopefully enjoy the spring sports season. I know baseball, softball's getting out there, getting underway, along with track and field, and some of the bigger schools, they'll have soccer and swimming and whatnot, but not over yet. I know graduation is just right around the corner, but the spring sports season's here, and enjoy it while it's here, because it won't last long. As soon as mid-May's here, graduation's here, and the school season's over. That's the way it seems. As soon as basketball's over, it seems like the school year's pretty much out. Not all that much longer. So there you go. That's a wrap for our roundtable for today. Appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you every Saturday going forward. We might take a few Saturdays off over the next few weeks just because not a whole lot. We're kind of hit a dead period with the sports contests out there, so we might take a couple weeks off to just kind of wait for the spring season to get into full swing. So that's pretty much where we're at right now with our roundtable schedule. And we're going to wrap it up for today, and appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. We'll keep you updated when we'll have another roundtable. And if you want to check out all of our games, you want to go back and watch any of the games from this season, go to our YouTube page, Your Hometown Channel on YouTube. Go to our Facebook page, YHC TV on Facebook. Go to our homepage or our webpage at yhctv.com. Be able to check out all the broadcasts, and you can watch any one of them that we've brought this year online on demand, and that includes all 4 days and all 26 games of the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament available as well. And if you want any DVDs out there, just give us a call, and we'll say you have some with a DVD order out there for any games that you may want that we've broadcast this year on DVD. So there you go. And that's a wrap for today, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.